Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome to Self Love Friday. Welcome to my couch. Thank you very much for being here. It is good to be here. And guess what? I finally got to the bottom of the technical challenges that we've been facing for weeks and weeks and weeks. It appears that the technical challenges were not as much related to my Wi Fi as they were to my actual laptop. I'm streaming live to you today using my bonus child, my stepson Brandon's laptop, and all seems to be well. What usually takes me 10 minutes of struggle before the stream took me all of about a minute, I think. So I was sitting here with some time on my hands before coming on live because everything went so smoothly. How fabulous. Good news for everyone who watches me. So welcome back. Welcome to my couch. Here I am, streaming live with no glitches, no freezing, no grey pallor because of a bad camera. There's a lovely camera installed on a lovely machine. So here we go. And as always, Self Love Friday is all about self-love. You might have seen the title of today's talk. What I want to suggest is that you are the love of your life. How does that make you feel? You might to sort of argue the point and say, how can that be? I was made to love. I was made to love someone else. I was made for partnership. Yes. I agree. Absolutely. However, at the end of the day, you are the love of your life. You really are. No matter how much we love others, if we're not loving ourselves first, the love can't be sustained. So let's just keep that in the back of our minds. You are the love of your life. I am the love of my life. And then let's dive into relationships. So today, look at your relationship. If you're in an intimate relationship, a partnership, look at that relationship. If you're not, consider your relationships with your friends and your family. And I have a couple of questions for you. The one is, in those relationships, whichever one you picked, in that relationship, do you feel 100% accepted exactly as you are? 100%. However you are on the day, as you show up, as you wake up, do you feel 100% accepted? Or is there a part of you that says you need to be a little bit more of this or you need to be a little bit more of that? Maybe in your intimate relationship, you need to just be a little bit more tidy, or don't be like that, be more courteous. Or, is there a voice telling you that you might not be 100% accepted in whatever state of being you're in? Is there that part of you that feels like if you're not dressed correctly, if you're not thin enough, if you're not sexy enough, if you're not funny enough, if you're not kind and patient enough, that maybe you won't be 100% accepted? That's the first question, acceptance. The second question is, do you feel 100% good enough for your partner or your friend or your family member? Do you feel like you're it? You're everything that is just good enough for that person, for that relationship, for that interaction? Or is there a part of you that questions that? Like, maybe they want more of this. Maybe I'm not good enough at that. Maybe I could improve that. Or do you feel 100% good enough? It kind of goes hand in hand with the acceptance thing, doesn't it? And I'm not saying about, wanting to be a better version of ourselves. You know me, I love personal growth. So I'm all about growing, developing. However, that needs to come from a place of knowing that you are already enough. You're enough, you are good enough. Do you feel that in your relationship? Or is there a part of you that says, I need to be a bit more of that, or I need to be a bit less of that? Then my next question, do you feel 100% safe and held and tenderly cared for by your partner or your friend or your family member? Do you feel like you have a harbor to come into? Do you feel that you have that safe place with that person where you can just be completely yourself, whether it's in a good state or a tough state, whether you're lighting up or falling apart? Do you feel held? Do you feel nurtured? Do you feel safe? Do you feel like at your weakest, lowest moment, you would still be safe in that relationship, in the space of that relationship? Or is there a part of you that says, I need to just hold it together a little bit. I need to just keep this part of my inner being for my private space, for my own time, because I couldn't possibly put this into this space. Even if it's 1%, think about it carefully. If there is anything about your relationships, any of them, that you would like to improve, then there is a percentage of all of these questions that I've asked you that's missing. So if we look at percentages out of 100, you can work that out on a scale of 1 to 10 as well. And you would have to say that if there's any room for improvement in your mind, that then you're a 9 or below on that scale of 1 to 10. You're not at 100%. And now comes the big challenge. If any of these ratings that you're giving yourself, percentages or scales, is under 10, then where you need to go for that is within. Turn around, face yourself, look deep in your eyes, and check yourself. Where are you not accepting yourself? Where are you making yourself not enough or not good enough? Where are you making yourself not safe, not held, not nurtured? Valentine's Day is coming up, right? Sunday is Valentine's Day, the day of love, the day when the world goes mad and starts pushing love and romantic love basically in your face, everywhere. Even in lockdown, because it's online, it's on all the adverts that are coming up, it's everywhere. So there is this huge pressure to feel love and loved and to express love. And how fun, how fabulous. I love celebrations. I love any reason to celebrate something fantastic. And of course, love is my deal. Love is the theme of my life. And so I absolutely think Valentine's Day can be so much fun. But what it can also do is put a lot of pressure on people. It puts pressure on people to feel something that they might not be feeling. It puts pressure on people to do something that they might not feel like doing. It puts pressure on people to create a thing that might not fit into their world. And so I come back with the same challenge again. Turn around, face yourself. This Valentine's Day, be the love of your own life. Go to the mirror, look into your eyes, and ask yourself, how can I make myself feel more accepted? How can I make myself feel like I am enough? How can I know that I am good enough? How can I create space within myself, within my life, so that I know that I'm safe and nurtured no matter what? This might sound like a bit of a repeat from last week, and it is. I'm really into this whole theme of the month of love, and that's where we're headed. So I remind you that look at the aspects that love is, and I did touch on this last week, but again, love is about generosity. It's about warmth. It's about kindness. It's about acceptance. It's about all of these beautiful aspects. And if there is any part of you that is not giving that to yourself, then you're not able to give that in your relationship with others. And hear me now, you won't be able to receive it in your relationship with others, which means you will be left looking all the time, looking for something that you're not getting from other people. And it's because first and foremost, it is imperative that you give it to yourself. I am so pleased to have had yet another epiphany in this area this week. And I keep saying it. I've been working with self-love for so many years. It's been my theme for so many years. And the more I explore it, the more I get to know myself, the more love appears, the more potential for love appears. What I realized in this week, and it's something that I've spoken on before, excuse me, I've spoken before about the voice of the inner critic, and what is your inner critic saying to you? I've spoken about that voice when she's telling you, comparing you to other people. Oh, look how well they're doing at that. You could do better. And again this week, I was reminded that for the longest time, I've been doing that. And although I've seen it before and I've nipped it off before and I'm aware of it and I'm aware that it comes up, it came up again. So keep on keeping on. Just like any relationship, the effort needs to be consistent. Anything that we want in life needs consistent action and effort. The effort will be easy when it's something you really want. As you do it, the idea might be like, oh God, do I have to now connect with myself again? This self-love thing that Diana keeps banging on about, do I have to do that again? And it might seem at first glance, it might seem like a dredge, like a drag of bum. But when you've done it a few times and you start reaping the rewards from that effort, the effort will seem minimized and you'll just want to do it. It's like you'll just get momentum. And it's the same for any relationship. At this time of the year, this day of 2021, just a couple of days before Valentine's Day, I urge you, think about your relationships. Think about how you feel in them. When you connect with how you feel in your relationships, you'll also be able to connect with how your partner or your friend or your family might be feeling in that same relationship. You'll be able to see the areas where there are gaps. And if you really want to thrive in relationships and you really want to experience love, which I believe you do, I believe we all do, then turn within. See how you're showing up for yourself. See how that's translating into how you're showing up for the other person. And before you know it, you won't even be expecting them to show up in any way because you will be filling your own cup. You will be taking care of your own love needs. You will be treating yourself as the love of your life. And by virtue of that, you will become the love and the light of so many other people's lives. All your relationships will light up. They will grow. They will develop. You might ask, how? I know that I talk about self-love a lot, and sometimes I give you practical tips, and sometimes it's more on the ideal. So today I'd like to give you practical tips. So the one thing is time and attention. If you think about, you might have heard of the book, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Brilliant book, life-changing concepts. And he talks about how different people experience and receive love. They're called the love languages. The one is quality time. There's a very, very practical way that you can love yourself. Give yourself time. So much is coming at us in this world at every level. Emotional stuff, mental stuff, thoughts, things that we need to do, things that we should be doing, ideals, like if you want this, then do that. So much is coming from us. How much quality time do you give to yourself where you're just sitting with yourself, connecting with your innermost being, checking in on how are you? How much time do you give yourself? Think of the time you would give the person that you love. If they need you, you're there. Do that for yourself. Do that for yourself, and you'll be able to do it with a much higher quality for the people you love. And you'll notice that you get it in return as well. And that will be a wonderful, wonderful result that you won't have to look for. It'll just happen organically because you're giving it to yourself first. Another one is appreciation. How do you appreciate yourself? Do you stop at any point in the day and say, oh wow, well done. you did good. Or, you know what, I really like the way that I show up. I really appreciate my passion and my commitment. How often do you do that? Give it a go. Another one, oh, well, that kind of appreciation goes with words of affirmation. I think Gary Chapman calls it words of affirmation. Physical touch is another one. And you might think, oh God, where are we going with this? Well, we're going there. It is so important. Human beings are sensual beings, and sometimes there's nobody else around. So when last did you give yourself a hug? I did it this morning during my meditation. I was having such fantastic realizations, and I just wrapped my arms around myself and literally held myself. And you know, it is so therapeutic. It is so comforting. It feels so good. It really, really does. It feels fantastic to just get a hug, especially from yourself. So give it a go. Give it a go. Another one is acts of service. So when last did you do something really great in service of your own self? For example, the little things. I always say I live an impeccable life, and I really do. And it's because I've learned how to be in service to myself and what I want for myself. So little things like and I think I've mentioned this as an example before, so forgive me if I use the same example. But when the bin gets full, I don't ignore it. I like to have my home clean and fresh. And so as much as it's a drag to empty the bin, I mean, who likes emptying the bin? It's smelly and inconvenient. It's damn cold outside at the moment. But I do it when it needs doing. And I just quickly do it and I get it done. And then my bin is fresh again. And that's an act of service to me, because that's how I like my kitchen space to be, nice and fresh. Making the bed in the morning. I like to come back to my bedroom looking all beautiful and ready for me when it's time to get back into the bed. And so I make the bed. And that there are two ways of looking at acts of service. You can look at it as, oh, it's a chore, or it can be an act of service in love to yourself. How beautiful is that? How absolutely beautiful is that? So there are some practical ways for you to infuse self-love into your relationship with yourself. There are some very practical ways that I've just mentioned to make yourself the love of your life, to truly step into that role and be the love of your own life. And in doing so, that love will overflow. It will overflow into all of your relationships, lovers, friends, family. It will enrich those experiences. All your relationships will blossom. You will have more to give, and you'll find yourself giving it with ease, and it'll be natural. You will just, as I said, it'll flow from that well that you're keeping filled up inside of you with your own self-love. And as a result, what you will receive will be magnificent. So thank you for joining me today. It was wonderful to be here. I really hope that supports you in some way for this Valentine's Day weekend. Have a look at the book, the 5 Love Languages, if you haven't read it yet. If you haven't read my book yet, Love Me Beautiful, we're expecting more prints to come out soon, so check back on my website, as well as the ebook. The ebook is busy getting prepared, so that'll be available very, very soon. And please do like this video, leave your comments for me, and share it as much as possible, because the more people that can hear these messages of self-love and how to practically get that self-love into their lives, the better. We can change the world with a love revolution. Join me, support me, like, comment, and share. And thank you very much for being here. Till next week, keep loving yourself. Ciao.